Good afternoon, all audience and honorable judges. I'm Chikuta Sakifa, and today I will be telling you a story with the title The Forest of a Lonely Giant. I hope you enjoy to my story. A very long time ago, at the base of a colossal mountain, dwarfed by mist and rock, there was a forest such as you had never seen before. Its trees soared high to the sky, their leaves whispering to the breeze. A silver river wound its way gently across the mossy floor, shining like a path of glass beneath the sun. Birds sang in raptured chorus above. Rabbits and deer hopped or ran freely to the grass. And wildflowers fared as the dewdrops of the morning, a rainbow of the heaven, painted the earth with nature's own beauty. It was no ordinary forest. It was a holy place, and no human hand had touched it. And its keeper was a giant who had stood for 100 years, old, huge, and solitary. He loved the forest so much more than he loved anything in the world. But his heart, being a demon, locked it all up. He thought the forest should be his, and his alone. One day, two children from a nearby village walked farther than they had intended. They were brother and sister who were sent to collect firewood. By chance, they discovered a narrow trail between the rocks. The little girl grabbed her brother's hand. "Hey, have you ever seen this path before?" Her brother shook his head. No, but come on, who knows what's there? It looks like a little adventure. Let's go." Then they followed it with trembling steps, not knowing they would lead them into a hidden forest. The children's eyes grew wide with wonder when they entered the forest. They laughed, chased butterflies, and ran across the soft grass. They splashed their hand in the cool water of stream, splish, splash, picked bright flowers, and played with the gentle little deer. With joy overflowing, they explored deeper inside. And for the first time ever, human laughter filled the forest, and the place felt alive. As the little girl gently patted a rabbit, she said with bright eyes, "Wow, I never knew a place like this exists. Can we come back here every day, please?" Her brother smiled, his eyes full of wonder too. "Yeah, it looks like we're inside of a dream." But the giant heard their unfamiliar laughter. He burst out from the shadows, his voice booming. "What are you doing in my forest?" The children froze in terror. The giant's huge shadow fell over the ground before the children. His eyes blazing with fury, he shouted furiously, "Leave! This is my garden, mine and no one else." The children ran away, their hearts beating fast, but the beauty of the forest stayed in their hearts. The next day, they decided to return. Fear lingered in their steps, but joy overtook it when they saw the forest again. But once more, the giant found them. "Again?" he roared. The children ran in fear. But deep inside, the giant knew they would return, so he shouted angrily, "Don't you dare come back!" And his voice echoed through the trees. Then, with his great strength, he carried heavy stones from the mountain. He built a high wall around the forest, strong and cool. Now no one shall ever enter again," he declared. From that day on, the children found on a cold wall. Feeling disappointed and heartbroken, they left. At first, the giant felt satisfied, but soon a strange silence fell upon the forest. Seasons stopped turning. Winter came and it stayed. Snow covered the forest. Flowers never bloomed. Birds fell silent. Even the sun seemed unwilling to shine. The giant sat, shivering in endless cold. "Why has the spring abandoned me?" he whispered. Years slipped away. The once mighty giant grew old and frail. In the silence of eternal winter, he came to realize a painful truth: that the forest was dying because he had locked it away. One cold morning, as he lay awake on the frozen ground, two birds flew over the lifeless forest. One said, "The giant is too selfish." The wise bird replied, "Life cannot live in chains. As long as he keeps it close, the forest will die. But if he opens it and shares it, life will return, and so will spring." The giant wept. His tears fell upon the snow, and for the first time in many years, the ice beneath him cracked. With the last of his strength, he tore down the wall, stone by stone, until the gates were opened again. The children returned, their laughter ringing. The giant smiled and said, "Go, bring your friends, bring everyone. This forest is no longer mine alone." Soon the others came. Men and women who had never known such beauty stepped inside with wonder. Together they filled the forest with song, with dance, and with gratitude. Flowers bloomed again, birds returned, and sunlight poured gently to the branches. The giant sat beneath a tree, watching the forest come alive once more. "At last I have given the forest back to life. My duty is done." He knew he had made the right choice before the end of his life. The children held his giant hand with tears in their eyes. "Thank you, giant," whispered the little girl. "We will take care of your forest, we promise." Her brother nodded. "Yeah, we will never forget what you did for us." And when the giant's final breath left him, the earth seemed to sigh in peace. The children laid him beneath the roots of the oldest tree, where blossoms rained down like tears. And ever since that day, the forest belonged to all. It was tended by the children, protected by the villagers, and its beauty spread beyond the mountain. The echo of the giant's choice remained, a reminder that life is meant to be shared, not concealed away. And so, in every laugh, in every bloom, in every bird's song, the destiny of the forest remain, an echo that will never fade. Thank you for listening.